Hello everybody, it's Tommy and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a create a sim for the Disney save, and this is the Davis family, otherwise known as the family from Toy Story. We have Andy, Molly, their mother Jennifer, and their dog Buster to do today. So this is really exciting because this is our first very official family of the save, and the first one that I feel like would be really orientated on doing things with parenthood and the parenthood pack. If you missed the speed build of their house, it was the video that came out right before this. That will be linked down below, as well as the rest of the videos from the Disney save. But without further ado, let's get into our characters for today. So Andy is a rambunctious scamp. His trait is that he is creative. Andy is full of life. He is creative, full of imagination and wonder. He loves his family, he has tons of friends, and overall is a very well-mannered and happy child. He struggles with staying focused at school from time to time, and his grades definitely need some work. He would rather be playing, creating, or writing stories than sitting in a classroom. But even Andy's teachers know that he is a great kid with a bright future, always quick to stand up for others, and one of the more popular kids in his grade level. So I think he would be just such a fun-loving, happy little child. Jennifer seems like she would be such a good, involved parent, and he would be really creative. Maybe not the best at school, but not from lack of effort, just lack of being able to sit still in a classroom. And he would probably grow up to be a really popular kid with good morals, a really good support system, and a lot of really, really great friends. I am disappointed to say that there was no cowboy hat for children to wear, which is kind of how I think of Andy when I think of him in my head. So I did have to find some kind of a replacement as far as his attire goes, and that was definitely a little bit disappointing. But that is Andy. There isn't too much more about him. He is a child, so he's obviously still growing, and he can definitely become whatever type of a character you want him to be. It is all up to you when you have the Disney save. That's just sort of how I think that he would eventually grow up to be, but it's kind of up to you. Moving on, we do have Jennifer. She is the single parent, and her aspiration is that she wants to be a super parent. She is family-oriented, active, and outgoing. She currently does not have a spouse. Jennifer is a single parent of 2 amazing children and a newly adopted puppy. She is a very active parent both physically and in regards to her children's lives. She always puts her best foot forward and tirelessly works to provide her children with the best things in life. She can be strict with her children at times. She is no pushover despite her continuous positive disposition. She is fun, fair, and most importantly, incredibly loving. She is also a teacher, which is one of the newer careers that we got with Discover University, and I'm super excited that she is able to do that. She comes across as very, like, maybe preschool teacher, but I believe the actual job itself is more of like a college professor, so whatever works. Her hobbies are cleaning, exercising, walking the dog, playing board games, teaching, and being a single parent tends to take over her spare time quite a bit. She is a very involved mother. She does not have a fame level, and that's pretty much all you need to know about Jennifer. As far as her actual looks go, so she's kind of an interesting character design. In the very first movie, she's shown with short brown hair up in a ponytail, but she's shown very briefly, and you don't get too many glimpses of her. I think you get one at the beginning and maybe one towards the end of the movie, and it wasn't until Toy Story 3-ish, I believe, that they started to actually develop her character a little bit more and make her more present in the movies. And in Toy Story 3, she's shown as having a short blonde bobbed hair. So that's the look that I did decide to go with. When I think of her, I do think of her looking like that, and I think of her in some of the later movies. So that's what we're going with. And her outfit, she did have one outfit that they showed in the movie. It was just her wearing this white button-up shirt with like a purple tank top underneath, which I could have sworn we had something just like that in The Sims, and it seems like such a basic thing to have like a white plain button-up shirt with a plain shirt underneath it, but we didn't actually have anything exactly like that. So I was toying with a lot of different ideas, including some athletic clothes and some of the more formal looking clothes, like work shirts, blouse kind of shirts, but none of it really looked like your typical working mom. So I decided we were just going to go with like the plain white button-up shirt and then some mom jeans and some simple shoes. Very classic mom, very like, she doesn't have a lot of time to herself, doesn't have a lot of time to like plan outfits, be super fashionable all the time, but that's definitely okay. We need some norm in the spectrum of all of the Disney characters that are going to be coming later on in the save. And compared to Sid's parents, definitely, where I had to completely make Sid's parents up myself because they don't get shown in the movie at all. So she is totally the opposite of Sid's parents in every way, and I feel like she being represented more simply was probably a really accurate way to do her. And then for our first toddler of the save, we have Molly Davis. Her trait is that she is silly. Molly is super adorable, very playful. She tends to spend a lot of time learning from her brother, and his creativity has already started to rub off on her. She doesn't have too many interests and favorites just yet, but her mother has noticed that she enjoys pink, green, coloring, and anything with sheep on it. And that is actually all we have for Molly. Again, she's very much like whatever you want to do with her. Toddlers don't have too many things going on in The Sims to pick out their character. But I thought it would be cool if she was interested in a color that other than like the classic pink color that girls tend to be associated with. So I did do green as like a companion color, and also she is shown wearing green in the movie. Lastly, we have, I think, our first puppy of the save, and this is Buster. So Buster is a Dachshund, and I'm probably butchering how you actually pronounce that, but more commonly, I believe, known as a wiener dog. That's how I know them as, and that's what I feel like everybody refers to them as. And they receive Buster in the very final scene of the movie at the new home for Christmas. You don't actually get to see him, I do believe. You don't get to see him until the next movie, but that was okay because then we have some reference for him down the line. He's very simple. He doesn't have any huge distinguishing marks on him. Dark eyes, plain fur. There was a swatch in the game that already kind of fit him. I did want to get as close as possible as far as his color goes. It was like a deep red with a little bit of brown, and there is one feature that you can do in Create a Pet where you can basically pick a color and it will coat your animal in that entire color, but it really flattens the look of your animal and makes them look super flat and like there's no texture to the fur and there's nothing really going on there as far as dimension goes. So I did go in and add a little bit of depth using some of the stamps and some of the black tools and using like different variations of brown wherever I felt like shading would be appropriate, around the eyes, kind of under the belly, around the neck. But he doesn't have anything on him that is like too distinguishable from any other dog. The only reason that I feel like he's going to be super recognizable is because he's with this family and everybody knows that Buster is like one of the characters later on that definitely helps the toys out. Other than that, not too much. I did create him in his full-grown adult state and then put him down to a puppy before I put him in the household. And that just ensures that he looks the way that I want him to when he becomes a full-grown doggo. So that is exciting. I'm definitely excited to have like our first puppy of the save. I think that that's really, really cool. And Jennifer, for being able to do a toddler, a child, and a puppy is just crazy. It would be a totally chaotic household to play with, so I'm excited to play test them and include them in our future save file. And that is actually going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of them in the comment section down below. If you would like to see the rest of the Disney save, it is linked down below, or if you would like to support me on Patreon, that is linked down below as well as at the end of the video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Hit that little bell icon below to turn on post notifications so you can get updated every single time I post, and I will talk to you all in the next one.